Some crackpot
I mean,
sign painter did.
Yeah, no, this wasn't done by Lou Dorfsman
Right.
or anybody
One
of
of
that.
Nick's friends.
Yeah. Don't pick on Nick.
Yeah. It's my job. All right, let's scrape it.
Okay, I think
Doesn't matter if it
most
smears.
dry.
Wait, a little higher, a little higher. There you go. Sorry.
I'm in my own light here.
No, you're good.
Voila.
Yeah.
What you're seeing, with the line here, that's really the pencil line underneath. It's not the ink. So here's, I'll do another one. This doesn't really deserve applause.
That's up for them to decide.
But that's a different exacta than you use to like be cutting paper.
Yeah, this is a number 16 exacto. You'd usually use it maybe an 11.
That's your scraper, though, that one. Yeah.
This is the one that I learned with Ed Benguiat. This is what he used. And that, see, that cleaned it pretty well.
That's great.
And that's how you do that.
Any other questions? Are we good? Okay, all right, keep it going.
How do we get the book?
I said, or are we done? We're not done, so just chill.
Just one question back here.
I was wondering, so when you're filling in the ink in the areas that beyond the lettering, does the strokes, the direction of the strokes play a role, or because it's ink, does it just like kind of soak in and solidify on its own?
It just needs to be an ink that adheres to the Mylar. It just has to be solid black.
But the direction, like
So the
the stroke.
directions of the strokes don't play a role in like the look of the,
The direction of that I'm using the brush? Or, no, not at all. It's just, it just has to photograph black. There's no brush stroke involved or no directional thing involved, yeah.
In the old days too, as well, like if you shot a photostat or if you're shooting film, you almost always shot in high contrast film, so it would just blow everything to white or to black.
Right.
So you can adjust the exposure. So say if you have very fine lines, they might be a bit thicker, but there's no grays involved. It's all hard, or as we used to call it. Remember in the old days, line art.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
One more, last one.
It's a little technical question, like you showed the measurements.
Yeah.
When you moved to Illustrator, did you start using like grids, or do you still stick to, like, what is the structure system that you use?
I'm not sure I get the question. I mean, I've made the notations. On, in Illustrator, you can set, there's a plugin that you can use. You can set an angle, and if you just use, hold down the shift key and you draw your angle, instead of being vertical, it might be 10 degrees if you set it for that.
But
But
you
you
don't
can-
have like a grid underneath it all that you use or anything like that,
Oh,
right?
oh, no. Oh, okay.
And do you like symmetry, asymmetry? What's your, like, because I see a lot of, like, you try to bring symmetry in your work. Is it like a thing, or it just happens?
Symmetry? Oh, yeah, everything I do. Well, I think more than anything else, it's geometry that informs my work. Symmetry. And it's something that I always fall back on. So,
Thank you.
Can I show them something? So like this is the title page of the book, and then I wanted to put this credit down here like that, and it took about 2 or 3 conversations to like,
what are we lining up with the F? Because you just can't have it floating anywhere.
no, you would have, at that time, you would have preferred that was centered as opposed to
Yeah.
off to the side, and it probably still
But
bothers
it's
you a
still
little bit.
lining up.
I didn't want to just, put you in the mental hospital. Yeah, but symmetry is big.
Yeah. Yeah, and in all my work, and circles, certainly are high up there.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why.
Nick, did you have one more question? Are you good?
I guess I'm curious about so many of the things that you've done that I love so much are for things that I love, but I know you don't love.
I like this already.
Whatever are you talking about?
Like the movie Wolfen. It's like a,
Zardoz.
yeah, Zardoz.
No, Wolfen, I don't feel that way about as much. I don't consider it one of my favorite pieces, but I don't, you know, I certainly am not embarrassed by it.
Right. But of the things that you've done, is there something like maybe the Knicks logo that is kind of the perfect combination of something that you yourself personally loved and then you also liked the outcome of the project?
Well, the Knicks logo is definitely not what I wanted it to be. It's, you know, I did so many sketches and ideas and so on for them, and in the end, that was the one logo that was the most like what they were using before. So it was easier for them to accept that because it wasn't, I don't think they saw it as a huge transition to something completely different, which...
Or a risk.
Yeah, where some of the others they might have seen it that way. I'm not embarrassed by it at all.
But like on sports websites and things like that, where I've shown, you know, some of them, or they've been in touch with Michael, when they see the other ones, they all get really angry. Like, this one is so much better than the one they picked, you know, so. But you just did a bunch of work for a company that you got to remaster some of the old logos and stuff, right?
Yeah, I recently was contacted by Kith, the streetwear apparel chain, and they saw online where I posted, I did a blog posting on my work for the Knicks, and where I showed a lot of the sketches that never made it. Not all of them, but they saw that, and they asked me, they told me, we have this relationship with the Knicks, this would be okay, we want you to finish all of these. And we're going to put them on our fall apparel line.
And there are some crazy looking clothes that are great.
So,
Finally.
yeah. So, you know, and a lot of those I like better than what they ended up using. The prime directive that they had when I started this job was we want the Empire State Building in it. I think what happened was that the Empire State Building said, if you want to license this, you're going to have to pay us.
New Yorkers.
Yeah. That was the NBA I was working for when I did that. The organization which oversaw all that stuff at that time. I don't know how they still do it now.
Same.
How different was the logo that you did for that team? Because I know there's like the Lakers and they have, you know, all these weird, you know, logos, and I think yours was kind of different. It broke out. And then after that, there was a whole series of team logos that had, and I think they're done by one person or two people or something, and they started putting in grizzly bears and
More illustration.
and all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, after I did that logo, the logos are really more about merchandise than anything else. And so I guess they felt they didn't have a good logo to merchandise at that point. So I did that, and I guess it was very successful. And then a lot of the other teams started trying to emulate that kind of direction, being more graphic or whatever.
I saw that start to happen.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
turned into this other thing that
I totally agree with you.
on.
Yep. Yeah, he started it, I think, yeah.
I
Definitely.
started it?
I think so.
What's like
He agreed. John agrees with me.
job you haven't done that you want to do?
Bazooka bubblegum, I think.
No one saw that answer coming, did they? I think we're good. Alex, thanks for having us, and Michael, thanks for everything. And to please, Stu, there are, the book's actually
Get the
not out
book.
this September, but they have some advanced copies, and Alex is going to tell you where they are, but if anyone wants one, or a little John Hancock from Michael, then you can do that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Right outside. And the collection, besides Norman's house, Michael's collection is here, and also at Letter from Archive in
Very
San
good.
Francisco. So if you want to see original drawings, sketches,
They're here.
come to either of our locations but
Yeah,
get the book.
Letter Farm Archive
Get
have
the
a
book.
lot of them online as well, so you can look at nice high-resolution images of things, so good for them.
That's it?